All right, don't think the Obamacare tax mistake is going to cost you. Think again. The IRS is now telling those thousands of enrollees who got extra cash to keep it. They don't want it. Mistakes are mistakes. Their call. But if you're a conservative, you got targeted. Where is your break? Or to anyone else, where is your break? Brent Bozell wants to know where is our break. Brent, good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
What do you make of this?
Business as usual. This is an administration that's out of control, and everybody knows it, and they've been out of control. One might argue since day one, but it's been since the election day where they no longer have anything to lose. It's government by fiat, whether it's executive.
You're not saying they have any role with the IRS, are you?
Of course I am.
Okay.
Well, it is the administration.
Well, they claim that these 800,000 healthcare, they were given bum information. They didn't deliberately falsify anything. So let's say some of them file a return, would do a refund. Now, they told the IRS, just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, there are two big stories here. One is 800,000 people got the wrong forms. 20% of the enrollees got the wrong forms. How could that not be a national news story? It just shows for the umpteenth time, this is a program that's a disaster. It's been nothing but a disaster.
We should explain, they got the wrong form on the value of their subsidies. The math was screwed up. And now that goes to the IRS. They fill out their forms. And the IRS has to wait. Do we have them redo their forms? Or do we just say, let bygones be bygones? But a lot of these folks then will end up getting a refund. Who pays for that?
You do. There's been a decision that's been made by who knows whom, here we go again, that says government by fiat, we declare you don't have to pay it. One might suggest that's illegal. You can't do that. You cannot capriciously decide who will and who won't pay their taxes. I can't wait for the next time the IRS makes a mistake with me, because I'm going to say that must mean I don't have to pay my taxes now, because these are the rules.
By the way, anything critical said of the IRS, and if you're watching at the Internal Revenue Service, it's all coming. I just read a prompt. But let me ask you, think of it this way, and you raise a good question, because you always step back and say, what if it were reversed? The IRS is telling these folks, look, you were unfairly and accidentally reamed. But what about the conservatives who were unfairly and we're told not deliberately targeted? Shouldn't you be consistent and say what's wrong is wrong, what's a screw-up is a screw-up?
Yeah, everybody's just kind of forgotten about the IRS scandal, which we've not gotten to the bottom of, where we know that they now deliberately destroyed government property evidence. I mean, this one's gone from bad to worse.
I thought there was not a smidgen.
Well, there wasn't until they found out they were destroying all those smidgens. And apparently those smidgens still exist out there. But you've got that, and now, on the other hand, the same agency is making these unilateral decisions to advance the policies of this administration. You would think that if this agency was doing its job, what this agency would do is do a screaming stop and say, we're going to reboot this thing and we're going to get this thing right. I'm sorry we made those mistakes, but you owe taxes. You've got to pay your taxes. They can't unilaterally decide.
What do you think if there were 800,000 guys like you? What would happen?
I think there are a whole lot of people who are happy right now because they don't have to pay taxes. I think most people don't realize that when somebody doesn't have to pay taxes, you're the one who's paying the taxes for them. So no, I think people are upset about this. But on the media angle, I just find it fascinating that if you watch NBC, which has just made a mockery of the whole idea of journalism, do you know that NBC hasn't touched anything here? ABC gave it 10 seconds. So let's get
on the 800,000.
On the 800,000, CBS did one story. ABC did 10 seconds, NBC did nothing. On the fact that they're now unilaterally been giving these refunds by the government with no authority to do so, you would think that all these networks would be investigating this, to be trying to get to the bottom. Who did this? Who authorized this? On whose authority? Who's behind this? You'd think they would be doing it if it were a Republican. They would be drilling as deeply as they could. Zero coverage. Doesn't exist.
Well, that's because groups like Fox are to blame for pretty much every malady known to man.
Well, but then you look at Fox and the fact that we're having this conversation right now. Does it follow then that what you're doing is inappropriate? Because if what they're doing is appropriate, it's inappropriate for us to be having this conversation. I've said many things about you being inappropriate.
Yes, you have. Well, it's enjoyable seeing you here for your final appearance. Brent Bozell. All right. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
But bottom line, I just want everyone to think out there, and you just switch it around. I don't care whether you're right or left. Would it play the same way in reverse? Think about it. Meanwhile, they already regulate your electricity. Get ready for them to do the same with your internet. What in the World Wide Web is going on? after this.